probably heard it said, admitting there's a problem is half the battle. Wow. Admitting that there's a problem is not half the battle. That's faulty math. That doesn't add up. And it's time for another unbuckled, bumpy ride with your guide, the stark raving LEAN-atic himself. I'm Jim. Let's jump right in again. Welcome to my podcast based on my brand new book, available on Amazon, Live Life Lean, L-E-A-N. It's a year-long guide to gratitude and our daily grind. The book that combines some timeless wisdom from a whole lot of the world's wiser people with the reflections, reactions, and wisecracks of the guide's author, me. And it guides you, the reader, through the simplest system for a happy, healthy, authentic, and genuinely grateful everyday experience. I urge you to get the book. Of course I do. I wrote it. It's either at Amazon or at my website, ampurage.com. A-M-M-P-U-R-A-G-E. But even without it, let's make next week better than last, our next year better than the past, and get started now with today's episode of Admitting or noticing there's a problem is not half the battle. That's faulty math that will never add up. You must realize, you must recognize, and you've got to weaponize. Okay, you must realize the reality and the gravity of it. Like, there's an animal in the woods moving, if it's moving towards you or away from you. And you must recognize what it is. Is it a butterfly or a bear that's moving towards you or away from you? And then you must weaponize accordingly. A tree is a weapon. So is a stick, a rock, fire or a firearm, or even just to run. They're all tools to affect an outcome. It's not enough to just notice and admit there's a problem. That's just discovery, and at most that's undoing denial. For certain life problems, you must next realize the reality that's coming towards you or away from you, your proximity to it. You must recognize its personality. Is it friend or foe? Is it predator or prey? Is it animal, mineral, vegetable, or reality TV star? You know, I was continuing the hierarchy there after vegetable. And then you weaponize accordingly. How and what will you need to respond accordingly to what you recognize that you realized is coming towards you, or not? Realize, recognize, and weaponize. Now, the same goes for any problem. You don't have to be out in the forest. Any problem, bad behavior, undesirable distraction in your reality, in your world. So people say, well, I admit I have a problem. That's half the battle. Who taught you math? Barney the purple dinosaur? I could just see that. I love you, you love me, so let's not worry about what we see. Just admit it exists and half your problem's gone. No change, no sorry, just a sorry little song. That hurts to do that. I mean, it hurts your ear, probably more than my voice. That approach is never going to evolve into something better, but it may lead to your premature extinction, if you know what I mean. Saying that admitting you have a problem is half the battle is always going to be bad math, but especially when, what if your battle is just being bad at math? Honestly, the battle doesn't begin until the problem, the mistake, the addiction, etc. is acknowledged. There is no battle before that. Or until that, once that's happened, that's when the battle begins, because then the fight has come to your corner. So, yeah, you have to acknowledge there's a problem. Then what? Well, let's look at another legendary lizard, another dinosaur-sized problem. The movie reference time again. Pull out your popcorn, shut off your phone ringer, please. Here comes the humdinger. Jurassic Park, the T-Rex in the rearview mirror. So let's look at our realize, recognize, and weaponize approach. Realize. Okay, well, just because it's in the rearview mirror doesn't mean it's coming towards you. Realize is this headed my way, and do I need to make a snap decision ASAP about something first? Realize that. In this case, if I remember correctly, the T-Rex in the rearview mirror was an object that may appear closer than it appeared, if you remember what the mirror said. Once you've realized its proximity, you need to recognize its potential and its personality. Okay, so recognize. So your problem's heading towards you. So you have to decide the potential severity by recognizing its potential power over you. Being chased by a fly is different than being chased by a bee, when you know that your weakness is that you're allergic to bee stings and T-Rex teeth. Next, you decide the action to take. Weaponize. Again, run, hide, stand, fight, recruit, ask for assistance, or play dead and offer up no resistance whatsoever. Your choice is going to depend upon whether you're running from a snapping turtle. Standing and fighting a bully, recruiting assistance and help from others, and asking for help with a potential addiction, or just laying perfectly still in the presence of a curious, big-pawed bear. No matter your choice, side note here, never hide in the toilet near a T-Rex. I learned that much from the movie for sure. No matter. What matters is that admitting you have a problem is not half of the battle. It's really just the beginning of the fight. But if you choose to fight, do you really want to go into a battle believing in a battle tactic that's woefully inefficient and may honestly just be spoken from someone without the experience to rely on? I mean, really. Ask anyone who's been struggling to save a marriage after infidelity. If all they had to do was admit there was a problem and their marriage being saved, well, it was halfway home. Come on. Or ask any recovering alcoholic or addict. If once they admitted that they had a problem, half their pain, half their problems, and half the pressure just went away. I'll bet you're just going to hear something that would be like, I don't know, a silence, a whistling silence, or they might actually say something. They might actually look at you and say, kind of a paraphrase of, sit down in that chair right there and let me tell you how this is done. You might just get a stare or a glare. They may even laugh at the notion. But they're not laughing at you because they understand your battle is nothing to laugh at. Side note again. So looking back, the earliest reference that I'm aware of this whole half the battle comment was around 200 BC, Roman, when someone said, and I quote, "Courage in danger is half the battle." Now, the ancient Roman who said that was known for writing comedies. Yep, not a warrior, not a general, not a soldier, not a life on the line kind of guy who knew firsthand the price of danger or the value of courage and what half of the battle really meant. No, the guy who said that over 2,300 years ago was a comedian. Putting priorities in the proper or improper order, right place or improper place, when fighting a personal battle that your life may depend on is not a laughing matter. Realize its urgent proximity to you. Recognize its personality and potential threat to you. And then weaponize to take a course of action to protect you. And maybe protect someone you love. And now, more words of wisdom to wow your socks off from the Live Life Lean Guide itself. Entry number 151. In law, a man is guilty when he violates the rights of others. In ethics, he is guilty if he only thinks of doing so. Immanuel Kant. And the guide's point of view on this? I know a guy who said that fooling around with another woman was really wrong, but that entertaining the idea of it wasn't fooling around. It was adultery. What do you think about this? Using the Live Life Lean Guided system, what have you learned lately that's new? What have you earned that wasn't just handed to you? Where have you added to the world that was beyond you? Now be grateful for all this. Reflect on it, respect it, and navigate somewhere next. Thank you for listening. I hope you're enjoying your copy of the Live Life Lean LEAN guide. Enjoying it almost as much as I did creating it. And if you don't have a copy yet, go on over to amperage.com or Amazon and get started today experiencing the amazing power of knowing every day is literally yours to be grateful about. And you need never feel unfulfilled again. I'm Jim Hall. And until next time, good health, God bless. And now, go get a little dirty learning something new. Earning what's not given to you. Adding to this crazy world that we share. And navigating your way to something new and next.